What's up, guys? It's Benny. We're here to dispatch lies on this program. So let me begin with something that is central to the Democrat Party's marketing of itself, that it's for the little guy, and that the Democrat Party will serve as a bulwark to protect the average American from evil interests of corporations who are here to poison and kill us. That lie totally and completely atomized today in the hearing for RFK to be HHS secretary inside of the Senate, as Democrats danced for their big corporate, big pharma vaccine dollars and savaged a man who just wants to make sure that our children can eat healthy food and live healthy lives. It sounded like
you oppose vaccine. Just want to ask some questions. And yet the organization is making money selling a child's product to parents for $26, which casts fundamental doubt on you.
How do you endure that? I mean, honestly, how do you do it? The guy deserves a Nobel Peace Prize for just like sitting through it. RFK did an unbelievable job. Yeah, bang up job. We were live for the whole thing. I encourage you to go back and watch every single second of it. RFK spectacularly explaining the corruption and the brokenness of America's healthcare, pharmaceutical, and food industries, and receiving thunderous
working with you.
Applause.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're adjourned.
At the end of a 4.5-hour horror show, Democrats. Listen to this. The man for the people. Kennedy for the people. Now, we had many posts about this hearing go pretty thermonuclear. A lot of people were very excited to see Democrats, complete mask-off moment here, exposing themselves as the corporate shills that they so regularly rail against. But there's nothing better than Elizabeth Warren in this screenshot that we were able to take from Elizabeth Warren's psychotic meltdown on Bobby Kennedy. It is, of course, being rightly compared to the cat sitting there listening to the screaming lady meme and other important moments in American history where the alpha Chad had to just sit there stoically staring at the camera while the psychotic cat lady screamed hysterically and angrily. Very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Elizabeth Warren's psychotic meltdown captured in 4K. And before we get to that, just a reminder of who's paying Elizabeth Warren. Would you look at that? Elizabeth Warren makes millions upon millions from pharmaceuticals, health products, and health professionals, which is just the big pharma lobbying industries. In fact, Elizabeth Warren is one of the top recipients of big pharma dollars. And so she dances, ladies and gentlemen, sings for her supper. The supper right here. They keep doing the meme. They keep doing the meme. Elizabeth Warren complaining that RFK might put the vaccine industry out of work. What will happen when there are less multi-millionaire big pharma lobbyists to put giant stacks of cash in my bank account? This is the reason, ladies and gentlemen, that Elizabeth Warren behaves like this, and you're about to see it. Top 20 member recipients of money from the pharmaceuticals and health industries. Elizabeth Warren, nearly $1 million just in a single year, 2019 to 2020. Ooh. So here she is, singing for her supper, begging RFK Jr. not to investigate any of the big pharma companies. Can you believe it? What a humiliation. Here we go.
I'm asking about fees from suing drug companies. Will you agree not to do that?
You're asking me to not sue drug companies,
No,
and I'm not going to agree to that,
drug
Senator.
companies as much as you want.
I'm not going to agree to not sue drug companies or anybody.
So let's do a quick count here of how, as Secretary of HHS, if you get confirmed, you could influence every one of those lawsuits. Well, let me start the list. You could publish your anti-vaccine conspiracies, but this time on U.S. government letterhead, something a jury might be impressed by. You could appoint people to the CDC vaccine panel who share your anti-vax views and let them do your dirty work. You could tell the CDC vaccine panel to remove a particular
Nasty
vaccine
woman.
from the vaccine schedule. You could remove vaccines from special compensation programs, which would open up manufacturers to mass torts. You could make more injuries eligible for compensation,
just
even if
reading the
there
talking
is no
points.
causal evidence. You could change vaccine court processes to make it easier to bring junk lawsuits. You could turn over FDA data to your friends at the law firm, and they could use it however it benefited them. You could change vaccine labeling. You could change vaccine information rules. You could change which claims are compensated in the vaccine injury compensation program. There's a lot of ways that you can influence those future lawsuits and pending lawsuits while you are Secretary of HHS. And I'm asking you to commit right now that you will not take a financial stake in every one of those lawsuits so that what you do as Secretary will also benefit you financially down the line.
I'll comply with all the ethical guidelines.
That's not the question. You have said
You're asking me,
repeatedly,
Senator,
both
you're asking me not to sue pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, you are. That's exactly what you're doing.
Look, no one should be fooled here. As Secretary of HHS, Robert Kennedy will have the power to undercut vaccines and vaccine manufacturing across our country. And for all of his talk about follow the science and his promise that he won't interfere with those of us who want to vaccinate his kids, the bottom line is the same. Kennedy can kill off access to vaccines and make millions of dollars while he does it. Kids might die, but Robert Kennedy can keep cashing in.
Senator, I support vaccines. I support the childhood schedule. I will do that. The only thing I want is good science, and that's it.
How about then say you won't make money off what you do as Secretary of HHS?
Leave the multi-billion-dollar drug companies alone. We'll fight you. What a screenshot. Oh, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve having to live through this. It's so hard to even just re-listen to it. We were listening to it live. Oh my gosh. Goodness gracious. How would it be like to be married to Pocahontas? I mean, think about it. You could spend your entire day and nights arguing about literally everything. Wait, Elizabeth Warren is shilling for Big Pharma. I'm a lifelong straight party Democrat ticket. And I watched this hearing today, and I've never been more appalled. I am never going to vote for this party again. I'm disgusted at what this party has become. Elizabeth Warren is the most annoying Karen voice of all time. Would pay money to have her voice auto-muted. Can a tech bro figure out how to do that? Elizabeth Warren, multimillionaire, attacks RFK for being a millionaire. Can't make this up. If only Elizabeth Warren fought for American citizens as hard as she fights for Big Pharma. Who the hell actually votes for Elizabeth Warren? That's right. My goodness, Elizabeth Warren is more rancid than usual at RFK hearing. It's just awful. Think there were a lot of men who flick on the television and then flick it off when Elizabeth Warren starts to screech. Literally creates the sort of low-level PTSD of having to deal with angry, entitled women in the HR department. That's exactly right. Bingo. RFK Jr. Destroying Elizabeth Warren. And the Trump rapid response. Sharing our little screenshot here. Makes us very happy. Glad to contribute. Yeah, who the hell is voting for Elizabeth Warren in Massachusetts?
How in the hell did you end up with two pharma shills as your senators? Both of these senators have been very outspoken about RFK Jr. And we are going to do what we do best. We're going to see who's funding them, starting with Elizabeth Warren. But this is what she posted today. Say goodbye to your smile and say hello to polio. That's what's on the horizon if RFK Jr. becomes a Secretary of HHS, and puts out this scripted video. And she even mentions how she's terrified of losing her fluoride from her water. But let's see if she really just cares about our health. She's received $491,000 from health professionals and $125,000 from pharmaceuticals or health products. Oh, and don't forget about the $108,000 from hospitals and nursing homes. for a grand total of $871,000 from the healthcare industry. And this is actually her cheapest selection out of all of them. And by the way, I always get asked where I find my data. This is Open Secrets. They do an amazing job.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elizabeth Warren can go down into the long list of failed, screechy, matriarchal sociopaths who have unhinged meltdowns and who no man, no woman, nobody wants to listen to this. Okay? And you know what you look like when you're on this column? You look like you're winning. You look like you're somebody who it just wants to go and make America healthy again. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for some health for my ears and never having to listen to Elizabeth Warren again. Please, God, please. It's your boy Benny. Confirm RFK. See you.